Thank you so much, everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Maddie, and I'm from the 5 Minutes team. And today I'm going to demo the platform from first of all, I'm going to give you some background of who we are and what we're trying to solve. And secondly, I'm going to do a quick demo from the user perspective. So what can you do with the platform right now, having an access through this partnership? And I will show some admin and manager features in case you want to have it for your company. So how you can, save time and improve learning and development in your companies as well. So first things is that a little bit of background of who we are. So we like to call ourselves like TikTok met Duolingo. So TikTok is obviously bite-sized short content, and Duolingo on the platform, you will see a lot of gamifications. The way I like to explain it to people, it's like learning made fun and easy. And I want to ask you actually a question to you, all of you. Do you remember the moment when you put in the calendar, like, okay, this is the time I'm going to learn something new. This is my dedicated time. I will improve on A, B, C, D. And then life happens, and then you just don't have the time. You have deadlines to meet, you have, families to look after, and you just don't have the time to learn and improve. Or the second situation is, do you remember the time where you want to actually learn, you find some time, but you don't know where to start? Because, if you log into other platforms, there's so much content. So what kind of skills you need to learn to be better at what you do? So basically, these are the two problems that we are trying to solve. So time and as Saurav already mentioned a couple of times, skills competency. So 5 minutes, it's obviously everyone has 5 minutes to learn something new, and the content on the platform is bite-sized short. So I'm sure everyone can find 5 minutes to learn something new. And the entire experience on 5 minutes really depends on who you are, your level, and your interest. So the content that gets recommended to you depends on all of these three things. So you don't need to think, okay, what do I learn today? The platform, our AI platform, is going to do the job for you. So this is a little bit of background, and I really want this session to be interactive. So if you have any questions, or if you want me to dive into any specific features, please raise your hand, use the chat box. I will keep an eye on the chat box as well, and I can definitely dive into those specific questions. So you can use the platform. So already, as some of you already have on access to 5 minutes, some of you might not. I will demo the platform from the very beginning in terms of how do you sign up, how do you go through the onboarding, the main features from the user perspective as well. And now I'm going to share my screen and show the app, because you can use the 5 minutes app, you can use 5 minutes platform on the app, and you can use it on the web browser as well. So currently I'm just going to share my screen. All right, this is the web version. I'm just gonna push it a little bit here. Can someone tell me that they can see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. I'm gonna turn on the chat box in case you've got any questions. So yeah, I got an app. So all you have to do is just get an app. We support both iPhones and Androids. And all you have to do is just tap on sign up. So I'll do the same thing. And the second thing that we will ask you to do is just put your email address here and create a password. So this is as simple as it is. I'm going to log in because obviously I do have an account, and I'll just gonna log in with Google. Gonna use my work email address. And the first screen that you will see is going to be onboarding screen. So the reason why it's super important is because, as I mentioned earlier, the entire experience is based on who you are, your level, and your interest. So we will ask you about your role. As soon as you tap save, we will ask you about any tools are you using in your workplace, because we do have a lot of content on Excel, on Teams, on Word, on Zoom, on PowerPoint. So those tips and tricks. For example, I always forget how to do VLOOKUP. That's why I have Excel here as the tool that I need to improve on, and I can search for content on Excel and VLOOKUP. And we also support life skills such as resilience and stress management, even parenting. So as soon as you tap and tap save, what happens? Our AI system will generate 3 videos according to who you are, your job, your level, and your interest. And those 3 videos, it's usually on your hard skills, on your soft skills, and on your life skills. So I'm just gonna tap it. I'm sure you are gonna just
all right, hello, hard workers.
I'm gonna turn on the sound. So if you have used any, TikTok or Instagram Reels, you will be very familiar with the interface. So as you can see, the video, it's 2 minutes. Every single creator has a profile. So when we say we like TikTok, it doesn't mean that anyone can upload content on 5 minutes platform. We do have the entire content team who curates content for you. So for example, when we map up all the skills, like all the skills for leadership or all the skills for, I don't know, marketing, social media, we search for specific content creators to cover those skills. So we curate content for you. And who are they? It might be, universities. We work with MIT, London Business School. It might be professors, or it might be even companies. So companies do have amazing webinars, but people don't have the time to watch the entire webinar. So we bite-size the juicy bits for you. So if I tap on it, as you can see, this is Leadership with Mike. I can scroll down and can see all the content from Leadership of Mike. And then I can read about him. I can read who is he, what's his authority. And if I follow him, what it means that every time we publish new content with Leadership with Mike, you will get notified as well. You can also like content. And what it means, it improves your recommendation engine. So if I like it, the system is like, aha, Maddie likes it. Let's recommend this creator, or let's recommend this type of content more on her feed. And then obviously you can, if you tap ... you can bookmark it as well. So it saves in your account section. And if you really, really like it and you're just like, oh my God, I need to share this with my colleague, you just tap on send. And then you will be able to share within this community. On obviously, if you set this up for your company, you will be. This is how managers can easily share content with their team on specific skills or specific themes. So this is just basically the interface, and it's not only about just learning. So as you can see at the top of the screen, I've got 1,617 skill points. What it means? It means that if I watch a video, I get a quiz. If I answer the quiz correctly, I get 4 points. So by watching a video, you get 1 point. By answering the quiz, you get four more points. So total 5 points. And that's how you can compare yourself in the leaderboard to your peers in your organization. And it works really well when you do competitions within your organization. Top learner of the month, top team of the month. So it really, really works nicely. And it also, you can also exchange those skill points for a reward. So we currently partner with Amazon. You can donate to a charity. You can exchange for Audible or Spotify vouchers as well. So this is how basically the interface looks. So you know how to onboard yourself. You know how to check your homepage. So how do you check your progress, right? So all you do is just go to the progress page here. And then, as you can see, this is my skill points. This is the jewels. So jewels, these beautiful diamonds, we call them jewels. So by actually, learning and answering quizzes, you collect those jewels. And this is where you can actually exchange them for a reward. But this is very interesting, the levels and different skills. So every single of you or every single employee in your company will have a different skill set according to the level and role. So if I tap all, I can see that I am learning communication, teamwork, negotiation, and different levels. So if I click on communication, for example, I can see this is my learning path specifically for communication. So I can see that I am on level 3, and for me to move to level 4, I need to complete this assessment, and I will also get a certificate. So I'm just going to resume and show you how it looks like. So it's just a multiple choice questions. I'm not going to do it because I need this for other demoing purposes, but basically you get a taste. Nice. Any questions so far? I opened my chat box. So in case you have any questions, use the chat box. Can I move on? Yeah? Good.
Yes, you can.
Nice. All right. So let's say tomorrow you have a presentation and you want to refresh your presentation skills. So you also can search for content. So if I tap on search here, you can simply just put presentation. And then you will be able to see single videos for presentation, or we call them playlists. So playlist is like a learning path for a specific skill. So in this case, it's presentation. So if I tap on it, as you can see, this playlist contains 4 videos. So I can watch either single videos, or I can complete the path, complete the specific learning path. So this is how easy it is. And obviously you can share content between each other. Managers can share content with their team and stuff like that. So basically, these are the main features using the app from the user perspective. And by the way, if you are having this for your company and if you're a user, companies, they use 5 minutes in a couple of ways. So one of it is skill-based learning. So they tell us, okay, Maddie, we want our team or our company to really focus on communication, or whenever they do the, assessment in terms of like what skills they want to improve, they tell us, and then we create together learning plans for them. So whenever a company creates a learning plan, specific playlist on a specific skill, it will appear on your workplace feature. So anything that the company shares or creates, because obviously companies, they do things their own way, so it's not necessarily employees are using content just from 5 minutes. Companies actually create their own learning paths, playlists. They also even upload content. So everything that the company shares will appear on your workplace section. So this is basically the user base, the user platform, how you can use the platform as a user. Secondly, I would like to show you how admins can use as well. So if you want to have 5 minutes for your company, you will have a lot of different features that will help you to champion learning and development in your company. So I'm just gonna close this one here, and I move to admin. So this is the admin. So if you launched 5 minutes, you will be able to have an access to admin. So first of all, what admin does, it gives you an overview of the data, how your employees are performing, what are they learning. So for example, you can see the activation rate, you can see the engagement as well. So for example, in April, there were 7,625 learning moments, 4,469 lessons watched, and stuff like that. So you can see the data on terms of how your employees engaging with the platform. You can also see the specific skills they're learning. So for example, I can see that the company spent 36.2% on communication, which is amazing because we've been pushing a lot of content on communication and stuff like that. So this gives you a little bit of overview in terms of like the data and how your employees are using the platform. You can also obviously go into specific teams. So if you filter, for example, growth team, this is the team I manage, you can go into a specific team and see how specific teams are using the platform and the skills distribution. Or you can also go into specific individuals. So for example, I can see Bruno, he, watched 1,002 lessons and stuff like that. So basically you can have a breakdown from the entire company to a team to a specific individual. What's very interesting for admin is that you can actually see the skills competency. So for example, if the team I manage, the growth team, I can see this is the skills they are managing. And obviously, the more they use the platform, the more this green thing is going to move. So you can actually see the skills they're learning and, the different levels as well. But you can also dive into a specific individual. So for example, if I tap on Bruno, I can see the different skills Bruno is learning and improving and developing. So this is very interesting. So as I mentioned earlier, some companies companies, they create this specific learning path. So and to do that, companies can create playlists. So currently we do have a number of default playlists. So for example, if I tap on leadership, it's already created by 5 minutes, so you don't need to think about it. But some admins, they would like to create their own ones. So it's super easy to do. Just tap on create playlist, you put the name, you add content, and you can add your internal content. So as I mentioned earlier, there's, you know, some teams, they do their own way. So you can upload your own content and create a playlist using your own content as well. And I think this is it. So uploading content, playlist, reports. And if you're a manager, so if you're managing a team, you will have a different view as well. So if you go to your team, this is the team I manage. So if I'm a manager, so I can see like the as well, like what are they learning, the engagement levels, the leaderboard. So I can see that my colleague Ilham, she's at the top of the leaderboard compared to other people in the team, and I can compare my team to other teams in the organization as well. And as a manager, what's very important, I want to improve, obviously, learning and development. I want to improve them on a specific skill. So if I share specific content or even create a playlist, because managers can create playlists as well, I can see the details of how much they watched it. So for example, I can see, 1 second, I shared a specific video with my colleague Sophie, and I can see the progress they watched. So you can track, if you share some kind of content, you can track the completion rates and the progress as well. This is it, I think, guys. Do we have any questions?